Good afternoon. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, please feel free to reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon, just like it is every Thursday here in the noon hour. And I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in. I want to introduce my co-host here holding it down with me again on episode 171.
Okay.
This fine gentleman is not only a very successful real estate broker, a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand. And he is also the co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him for sitting in with us this week. The Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I can't call it, young Rick. Enjoying life, man. Enjoying the weather, and always enjoying that amazing introduction that you give to your boy.
Hey, man, look, the introduction got to be as nice as the weather, man. You know, earlier this week we had some thunderstorms and some rain, but it seemed like for Prime Real Estate Network Day on Thursday, the weatherman decided to cooperate, man. So I want to thank him publicly for allowing us to do our show this week.
I heard about the weather, man. I ducked out of town for a few days, so I heard it was time
okay.
to
So now what? Do you want me to naturally ask you? Okay. Well, for everyone in the audience, what's been going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King in the past week?
You know, recharging.
Recharging. So your spring break was cool. All that was good.
Oh, is it done? I'm just not getting started with my spring break. I don't know what you mean. It's time to get this journey going.
You know, man, I'm really excited about today's episode because the real estate market has been so fast and furious here in the greater Houston area, especially in the first quarter of 2022. We felt like it was really important to give our audience the opportunity to interact with a mortgage lending professional so they can get an idea of what's out there as far as products, programs, and what we can do to get as many people moved in and closed on their new home in 2022 as absolutely possible.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And real quick, before we move into the next segment, I want to give a shout out to last Thursday. You did an amazing job at hosting the Real Talk with Q that we did on that Thursday. It was with the Brandy Insurance and Fig with Moxie, and it just was an amazing event, man.
Yeah, big shout out.
Of course, we had Jeff in the building.
Oh, no, of course. Big shout out to everybody at Real Talk Houston, man. It was a great panel discussion. It was my pleasure to facilitate, moderate, and co-host. Big shout out to everybody that was actually a part of that panel, Mr. Brooks. We also have another member of the panel sitting in at the Prime Real Estate Network studios today. Big shout out to Mr. Jeffrey Broom, man. He in the building. So feel free, follow Real Talk Houston on Instagram. Follow Real Talk Houston Q for Miss Kiana on Instagram. Stay up to date as far as everything that's going on with Real Talk Houston. Now, Mr. Brooks.
Yes, sir.
You know, every week, we try to give the audience a little behind the curtain access to what it is that you go through to find the best and the brightest and get commitments from those most talented guests that we have sitting in every Thursday. So please, for our audience, give us a little background as far as what we had to do to get our guests to sit in with us this week.
You know, here's the thing. The thing is that, like we always say, it's being out and about, it's networking, and I was hosting a booth at the Black Real Estate Investment Group about 6 months ago now, I think. And we had an opportunity to have a conversation, exchange information, and now she's here with us today. And we've actually sat at lunch tables she has a YRD shirt on, but we were there for the Houston Black Association of Realtors event that they had. So we have her in the building today. It was not difficult at all. She's always been amazing. Her energy is always number one every time I see her. And so ideally for our platform and for the people that need the knowledge that she has, we want her here.
No, the great thing about our guest this week is because she is truly an example.
I believe she matches. She got her shirt matching the earrings. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, man.
I got deviated just a little bit.
No. You know, all the business queens and business divas always represent when they sit in with us on the Prime Real Estate Network.
Man,
this week's guest is no different.
No different.
So let me introduce this week's guest to our audience. She is not only the treasurer for the Young Realtors Division of the Houston chapter of NAREP. She is a business owner. She's an entrepreneur. She is a mortgage expert. She is also a mortgage broker, entrepreneur. I want to thank her so much for sitting in with us this Thursday, and I would like to introduce to our audience Miss Tatiana Hall.
Woo!
Hey, what's going on.
Don't miss out.
Thank you. I learned to clap for myself. You have to do that because it starts with you. But thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it so much. I'm just looking forward to using this platform to get to my mission. Y'all know my mission, right?
What's your mission?
I'm going to give it to you. All right. I am on a mission. I'm trying to help 1 million families to become homeowners.
Come on now.
People think it's not possible, but it is.
It is.
I can't do it by myself.
No doubt.
Can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely trying to get to the mission because we gotta use home ownership to change the game.
Thank you
That's
so
right.
much for making that your mission, because Larry and I talk about every week how certain areas of the population are underserved as far as real estate guidance, mortgage guidance, lending guidance, and education. So the platform that you're building and that you continue to make your mission is something that we all know is absolutely invaluable. So thank you.
Yeah.
So first things first for our audience, could you please talk to them a little bit about NAREB, what it is you do in the YRD? Okay, so
NAREB is the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. It is the oldest real estate organization founded by blacks. Okay, black people have been in real estate for a very long time, before redlining was even, it had a name, okay? And so they realized that there was a disadvantage that existed, and so the organization was formed to help with that disadvantage and to propel, right, the same mission that we have.
Correct.
And so YRD is a division of NAREB. It stands for Young Realtist Division. Now, it does not matter your age. All are welcome into YRD. It's your young at heart. We want to keep the organization young. And listen, we got to keep the young people involved and active in it. And so Houston now officially has a YRD chapter, so it's been national, but we local, all right, and we out here in the best city to do it. So I'm a Houston native, so I got to put on for the city.
Yes, indeed.
So YRD Houston is here. We recently installed at the Midwinter Conference, and we're looking to hit the ground running. We're getting everything up and going, trying to get those membership numbers up. So if you guys are interested in learning more about YRD, joining the organization, please feel free to reach out to me at mortgagelendqueen.com or at mortgagelendqueen on all your social media platforms. But just a little bit, though, about YRD and what our mission is. So we exist, right, to pretty much empower the youth, to empower our community through education, through wealth building tools, financial literacy, and, of course, home ownership is just the easy avenue to do it. It's the easiest way to get rich. It's the easiest way to sustain yourself and to help the next generation to grow and flourish. And so that's what YRD exists to do. And I'm sorry, I gotta say this point. You do not have to be in real estate. If you have anything to do with a home, pest control, alarm, security. Look, if you sell cars, because you got to park your car somewhere. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do. If you are looking to expand your network and to be involved and to do something that's going to make a change in this world and in this community, YRD is where you need to be.
That's outstanding. I appreciate you so much for your transparency. And of course, Larry and I had to notice that the mortgage queen also serves as the treasurer. So you got to have your eye on your money and the eye on your money. So a question for you, Ms. Hall, is what is it about your experience as a business owner and a mortgage broker that you think helps you serve as the treasurer for the YRD?
So one thing's for certain, I want to definitely clear this up too. So in real estate, the word broker, it has two different meanings. So in the lending world, being a broker is not the same as it is in the real estate world. So being a broker, that's what we see, right, with you over here. Yes, right? They own it all. Me being a broker, I am a loan originator who I don't work with a specific bank. Okay. I go and I partner with tons of banks. Right now I have about 30 that I work at. 32
let's not forget anyone, please.
That I work with so that I can work for the people. Okay, so as a broker, as a mortgage broker, I have my loyalty to my client above all else. So my paycheck comes from those lenders that I work with. And so, of course, they want to incentivize my clients, and they want to make sure that everything works in accordance to make sure that the deal is the best deal because they want it. So, I create a friendly competition amongst lenders. That's what I do as a broker. And so that's going to definitely put clients in a winning position, because if you go to Bank of America, what they can offer is all they can offer. And that person sitting on the other side of the table, they're going to get paid no matter what. And so your best interest is not necessarily theirs. But as a mortgage broker, I get to partner with 32 different lenders different lenders so that I can make sure that my clients are in the absolute best situation possible.
You know, with your goal of helping to serve 1 million clients move into new homes, what is it from a either product or services standpoint that you would like to let the buyer market know about that they may have not known about, considering that we're in the new year 2022?
So 2022, it is the year of the return, I like to say.
Okay.
And so the year of the return, though, you know, it could take it a couple of ways. A lot of people are nervous because things are changing from how they were over the past 2 years. But, you know, not realizing that over the past 2 years, we were in crisis mode. So we are returning to normalcy. We are returning to a healthy state. Right?
Yep.
So we've seen with the market, you guys, y'all know, you're like, this deal should be done. Why is my client losing out? It's been a seller's market. But that's because we've been operating in crisis mode. So as we return to normalcy, we're going to see some changes. One of those big changes, of course, is going to be an increase in interest rates. They're up. Housing prices or purchase prices on homes, they're up. Now, what's not up is our client's income. Because the minimum wage is still at $7.25. I think it's been that way my whole life, if I'm not, or almost my whole life. Okay, so we have to find avenues and find ways to offset that. And so some programs, of course, that we do offer down payment assistance. We have about 15 different down payment assistance programs that we work with.
Okay,
I do have lenders that partner with the traditional programs that you guys have heard of, T-Shack, you know, Seth, things of that nature. But I also have lenders who offer the down payment assistance directly. Okay, and so I definitely want to give this piece of advice though. With down payment assistance, you always want to go in strategically. You never just want to just take the money. You want to have a strategy to accept the money, because it's not a handout, it's a hand up. So that means it ain't free. You got to pay it back. But how you pay it back, that's what we work on, that strategy. So we do have the down payment assistance programs. Of course, we know that FHA people, you know, just they have this bad connotation with FHA, but FHA is one of the most excellent programs ever created, honestly, for homeowners. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. FHA could be for everybody. It gives us a nice way in at a low down payment, so 3.5% we'd be looking at, of course. And it gives us more flexibility with the amount of debt that we carry. So a lot of us, right, like I said, our income isn't up, but we educated. And we got that student loan debt on our back, right? So to help offset that, FHA is definitely a good avenue for us to consider. So of course we have the traditional products that are out there, FHA, conventional, VA, USDA, which in the Houston area, we still have some properties that could qualify for USDA. So we have those things out there, but then I also have some amazing products for people looking to be investors or people looking to get into home ownership, but they may not have traditional means of making money. So we have bank statement programs, which a lot of us are familiar with, but y'all don't have them from my lender. Okay, because I got 32.
What are them 32?
I got 32. But the biggest thing, though, is that the relationship, right? So I have the relationship with those lenders that I'm able to say, hey, look, this is my client's situation. How do we pan this out before we even get the ball rolling? So before you spend money on anything, we know that we got a shoe in the door for sure. So we have some amazing products. Outside of that, we also offer, you know, investment-only products. We have some interest-only products as well. And we also, with this new increase in interest rates, we're looking at ARMs again. All right, so adjustable rate mortgages.
I haven't heard that in a while.
But we got to be strategic with how we use them. And so you don't want to just, you don't want to just do it, loosely. You want to go in with a plan, and you definitely want to have a lender on your side who's well versed in it, who understands how to use it strategically to get you in the door, and then we get you out of that product, onto something better for you.
Ms. Hall and Larry and I, we scour the market on a regular basis, keeping up to date as far as what's going on, so that buyers and sellers alike, we can always be at the forefront of information. But from your standpoint, there are so many young professionals, recent college grads, that are paying rental rates of $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 a month. But because they haven't been able to save up that 3% or 10% down payment, they feel as if they can't move forward with being pre-qualified for a loan. So in your experience, What type of young professionals do you see on a regular basis and you're shocked that they didn't come to see you previously? Like, I want to make sure we touch those people that are sitting in their office right now who don't think they have an opportunity to buy, and let them know why their time is now, even if they don't think they've saved up that 10%.
So you definitely want to, I like to tell everybody, let me go a little back. Okay?
Please.
As soon as I talk to somebody, I congratulate them, like, because you started your journey. People think that the home ownership journey starts right when I go into contract. It starts the moment you decide to change your mind.
Absolutely.
It starts the moment that you say, you know, this is something that I'm interested in. And so the moment you start saving towards that, and the moment you start making those changes towards it, that's when your home ownership journey begins.
Okay.
So that's the biggest piece of advice that I want to give everybody. It's not where you start, right? It's that you do start.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you start by having a conversation. And so maybe we might have a conversation, and maybe it might not be a right now thing. But we're gonna leave that consultation with a plan in place for how and when do we get there. And the other big thing I want to stress is, you know, you're in control of how easy or how difficult that journey is gonna be.
True.
Yeah.
So if you're in a
Okay.
rush and you want to run to the finish line and you're not ready, you know, it's going to be a little difficult. We can get it done, though.
Right, absolutely.
But it's ultimately going to be up to you. So just start saving. Have a separate account just for that house. A
Right.
separate, even if you're putting $5 in there, like, put it in there. Start it.
You know, and Larry and I, you know, we have the opportunity to interview very talented entrepreneurs and business owners every week, and we're always really curious as far as their background, because I'm sure that you meet so many people from a professional standpoint, personal standpoint, that meet you today, and they don't necessarily value the evolutionary process that allowed you to build your brand, build your corporation, and be the businesswoman that's before them at the time they meet you. So when we come back from our break, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what you did before you started your brokerage and what you were doing before you decided to embark upon the entrepreneurial journey.
All right. Sounds good.
I want to thank everybody for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we will be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
3 years ago, I set out on a mission to create the blueprint for how we could go into our own neighborhoods, buy blocks, renovate them, and combat the negative effects of gentrification. Today, that vision is reality. Our project is located in the heart of the historic Lyons Avenue Business District in 5th Ward of Houston. Lyons Avenue was once a thriving black business district with businesses and commerce. However, after desegregation, that all changed. Now, we are recreating that legacy. These buildings are 100 years old. We just gave them a new life. This house was built in 1925 and was vacant for years. It's now a podcast studio and is rented out as an event space for everything from engagement parties to TV commercials, music videos. City Council even had meetings here. We've had birthday parties. We've had baby showers, and the $5,000 to $10,000 a month generated in this building.
At Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, we pride ourselves every month in having tons of events. So take a look at this calendar. If you see something you want to be a part of, you see an opportunity to come out and network with realtors, partners, and affiliates of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, we cordially invite you, and I'll see you at these events.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, you can reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're a real estate professional, if you're an aspiring real estate professional, if you're currently in real estate school and you're looking for a real estate family that'll educate, mentor, and put you in the best position for success, visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, my co-host here, Ryan Shotgun, Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Pure Hustle himself, Larry W. Brooks.
In the building, man.
What's going on, brother?
You know, enjoying it. I love the energy of our guests. I love the knowledge, and you know, we're gonna her DM is going to be lit up, or the program is going to be lit up, because everyone always want to know about these down payment assistance programs, as well as ways to make sure that they're using it properly. And I think that that's the most important part when implementing or even giving people advice on some of these things, is making sure that they are taking the right kind of vehicle that's going to allow their home ownership process to be smooth.
And this is something I would like for you to answer for our audience, Larry, because some members of our audience may not be very familiar with NAREB or the YRD. In your experience as a broker in this in the Houston market, can you just speak to some of the value and benefits that NAREB provides for the entire African American community here at large?
Well, yeah, it's amazing, because the thing is that NAREB was created for us as African Americans in this industry because we couldn't do business with our counterparts at one particular time. So the vehicle and the support that they've given throughout just decades and decades of just continuing pouring into brokerage firms is amazing. And so just creating with the YRD is just an extension of that's going to allow you to touch more people, to help more people get to home ownership. Because the thing is that, and we talked about this on last Thursday on the panel, is that wealth is created through home ownership. It is an opportunity for people to send their kids through college, through refinancing and taking equity out of homes. And then most people in our culture start their entrepreneurship journey off of refinancing, being able to pull money out of a home that they've invested in and starting either their business or helping their kids start businesses and things like that. So home ownership and the way that NAREB has went about helping people find that vehicle has been very successful. So.
And the reason I appreciate you sharing those words, because we stress a lot on this podcast the importance of networking.
That's right.
Getting involved, giving back, volunteering, and being a part of the business community at large.
Yes, indeed.
And I want to thank this week's guest because she's a vital part of that real estate community. She is the YRD treasurer here in Houston with NAREB. She is also a mortgage broker, entrepreneur, businesswoman, mother, and wife. I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience and thank her for being here, Miss Tatiana Hall. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
And you know, I had to give a shout out to the fam, considering your husband is checking for us in the comments. So big shout out. Big shout out. Thank you so much for sitting in with us. We asked you a lot about your business, what you like to do professionally. But for those who may have only known you from a business perspective, could you give our audience a little background as far as what you did before mortgages, before you had your mortgage license, and before you decided to become a business owner?
So before I got into mortgages, I was a part of a national nonprofit called Children's Defense Fund. And I was introduced to that organization through this program called HYPE, Houston's Youth Program for Enrichment.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Started out with them as a little bitty kid. And I think we actually used to host a site at the Fifth Ward Community Center right here, too. Before. Okay. So, and I actually just kind of recommitted with them. But I was into child advocacy and social justice. And, you know, the pay isn't that wonderful, but the opportunity is amazing. And so as I, got to grow and mature, I was like, how could I do both? So I got into education. So I was a teacher for about 10 years. I taught everything from early childhood education all the way to 12th grade. Wow. And the grade I taught for the longest or the most was actually 9th through 12th grade. I taught an elective called Human Services. Okay. And so,
high school, okay.
Oh, yeah, I love the high schoolers. And so, you know how the people say, they don't teach that in school no more. And I'm like, yes, we did. I taught my kids, I taught practicum, co-op. I taught my kids about being a realtor, real estate, and I taught them about entrepreneurship. And so that was like one of the big things. So that's the new take on home economics. It's not just,
Well, big shout out to all Miss Hall students. If any of Miss Hall students out there, get to the comments and represent.
Yes, I love my babies. I'm still connected to so many of them.
Seriously.
So many of them. They call me all the time.
And that's amazing because, see, the thing is, I took home economics when I was in high school.
Okay.
We didn't talk about real estate. We talked about cooking and sweeping. That's
we did that too, though. We did.
But it's like just to see that you introduced that to them, it was just amazing because I didn't hear about real estate until I was in college. And then at this point, I was at implementation stage. Like, how do I get involved with it? But I had never heard of it before.
Yep. So as a matter of fact, as I was making my transition, so that's important to say, right? Like, I didn't just wake up and say, I quit. I made a transition, and I got my kids and my students involved in the transition. And so when I was getting presentations together and studying, I was like, oh, this our lesson today, y'all. Yeah. And so because I wanted them to see, and I wanted to get to a point where I not only just taught them about the different things that they could do, but I wanted to show them, and I wanted to get them started, right? Like imagine if you started at 18, man, you'd be a trillionaire right now. None of us would have to work because you'd just be taking care of us. That's it,
man. I'm just cutting chicks.
Yeah. So that was very important to me. So I taught for 10 years. I actually taught in my alma mater. Shout out Willow Ridge High School. All right, so
Rich,
the Eagles.
Yes, got a strong network. I taught in my alma mater for the bulk of my time, and then eventually I was like, COVID. I don't know what's going on. This is too much. It's too much. It's time for me to jump out there and do something different.
Okay.
And so, based on my own experience going through home ownership and my journey, which lasted a couple of years, just the headaches that I had and what I went through, I was like, you know what? I think that's the move. I think this will be a good move for me. And then plus, I gotta say this. Shout out to Ken. Y'all know Ken Gilliard.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Ken.
That's the Prime Real Estate Network alumni.
So he was actually my broker. Like, when I was buying and selling my own home personally, and I was like, Ken, I don't know. I need to get up out of here. How do I do it? And he was such a big help. And I sent a lot of clients his way, right, before I even got into real estate. And I was like, I could be doing this too, putting money in my own pocket. Okay.
That's usually how it works.
No, and I want to thank you so much because the best thing most fulfilling thing about having this platform is that Larry and I are able to not only connect members of our audience to like-minded real estate professionals, but we're able to help professionals network with other professionals.
That's right.
So the fact that Ken helped you get your first home loan, and it's come full circle where now you're helping the masses with a goal of helping 1 million people is just totally outstanding.
Yeah.
So before we sign off this week, Ms. Hall, please share with our audience all your contact info, how they can follow you, how they can get in contact with you, and how they can schedule a consultation to get pre-qualified for their first home loan today.
Awesome. I'm not hard to find, you guys. You can check me out on all social media. Well, not all social media because I just really do Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay. But Mortgage Link Queen, mortgage does have a T in it, you guys. Okay, so Mortgage Link Queen on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And look, my phone number is out there for the world. It's 832-318-4826. Give me a call, or you can just look me up online at www.mortgagelinkqueen.com.
Okay.
And I'm an ultimate resource. Now, if I'm not able to get you, shoot me a text, send me an email. But you can find all my contact information at www.mortgagelinkqueen.com.
And we would be remiss if I didn't give you an opportunity to shout out the YRD team. Some of the people you work with at YRD, some of those great and exceptional business professionals that's part of the Young Realtors division.
Okay, well, I have to start with my broker owner. So I am a loan originator with LA Top Broker. I know it's weird.
Show love.
I know it's weird that they in LA and they got me, But anyway, so shout out to my broker owner, Mr. Ashley Thomas. So he was actually a former president of the national chapter of YRD.
And there it is, no doubt.
And he's now the second national vice president of NARAV. So
absolutely, big shout out.
Big shout out to him because of him, and all the work that he's put in. Shout out to our national YRD president, Miss Tamisha Wells. So she has done
Prime Real Estate Network alumni.
Yes, she has been amazing at helping us to propel this journey. And then, of course, you guys are very familiar with Mr. Michael G. Davis. You can't forget the G. So
represent.
So he has helped us get this up and going.
Y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome.
Thank you you for sharing him.
Yeah,
seriously,
exactly. And my resources. Yes,
thank
indeed.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This guy, man.
Genuinely.
That's right. I want my credit too.
Yes.
There's no Davis without the Brooks.
No, but you know what? Genuinely though, I want to say this because it was because of a post that you made about the State of the Black Home Ownership conference that was happening at Texas Southern.
Okay.
That I showed up.
Yeah.
I showed up and I was introduced to.
That's right. We
all
sat at the table
of
that
these
day.
people
Yes,
from
indeed.
a simple post that he made.
Come on.
And
come on, Texas Real Estate.
No, and that's why I wanted to make sure we didn't sign off this week without giving you the opportunity to give these people their flowers publicly. Larry and I talk a lot about these organizations when we're not here recording and how vital they are to not only helping the community, but to also help that next generation of professionals have examples. And I want to thank you for being one of those positive guiding lights. Mr. Brooks, you know the question, brother.
Hey,
What's going on this weekend in the world of the Texas Real Estate King? Everybody in the audience who want to come out, shake your hand.
good evening, good night, and I ain't got no comments.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank Miss Tatiana Hall for carving some time out of her busy schedule to sit in with us next week. Anytime you or any member of the YRD would like to sit in with us, you have an open invitation, so please feel free to reach out to us anytime. Like I always tell everyone in the audience before we sign off, me, Mr. Brooks, and the entire team at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can reach out to myself directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you want to go to our website to learn more, visit the Brooks & Davis website at brooksanddavis.com. Until next Thursday in the noon hour, everyone out there in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.